Hello, today's pre-lab talk is on chemical reactions. You have approximately a period and a half for this lab. By now you should have obtained a paper copy of the lab that looks like this, with some pre-lab, a procedure page, a data collection page for observations, and then a data collection table. The purpose of this lab is for you to see a variety of chemical reactions. In lecture, you've learned about the 5 main types of chemical reactions. There's synthesis, decomposition, single replacement, double replacement, and combustion. So this lab will give you some exposure into some of those various types of reactions. Now, if we look at this page here, okay, that is labeled the results page. As part of your pre-lab, in addition to reading everything, this page needs to be completed all but the very last column. Okay, the very last column asks for evidence that you've seen that a chemical reaction has occurred. You need to have all of this done prior to coming into lab, which means you need to predict what the products are going to be, balance them, make sure you have states of matter, and then classify the reaction type. Then you're going to run each of these reactions and see what observations you can make that indicated a chemical reaction actually occurred. So if we talk about a chemical reaction, remember there are 5 to 6 signs of a chemical change. So you're going to want to look for things like, was a gas given off? Was there a change in odor? Was there an unexpected color change? Is it difficult to reverse? Did you produce a precipitate? Those are some of the things you're going to want to be looking for to see that the chemical reaction actually occurred. So make sure you take the time to pick up your test tubes, look at them, feel them, see if you can tell if there was some kind of change in temperature. Okay? Now, for this lab, since you're doing lots of individual reactions, if we look at the procedure page, okay, there's lots of individual reactions. Make sure, again, you thoroughly have read everything to see if you need to save anything for future steps. Okay? But there will also be a lot of cleanup at the end of this lab, so keep that in the back of your mind. So, in order to do this lab, when you get into lab, you're going to see some kind of a bin with bunches of chemicals in it. You need to be really careful and thoroughly read the containers, especially because there's 2 different kinds of zinc. One is called zinc and one is called mossy zinc. You need to make sure you use the right kind of zinc for the right step. Inside the bin, there will also be a variety of supplies like your tongs and scoops, okay, to get out the chemicals that you need. So you're just going to run the various reactions, make the observations, and finish filling in this last column. Before you walk out of lab, this lab is due, okay? So you need to make sure all this is done or you won't have time in a period and a half to do the lab and clean up the lab and finish the lab. So you need to make sure that this part of this table, once again, is completed, so all you're worrying about is filling in this column, and then you can turn it in before you walk out the door. This is your last lab for first semester, okay? So remember, a prepared student is a safe student, so please thoroughly read the lab and come ready to go. See you soon.